So I think thanks for joining this afternoon, and appreciate all is really busy at the moment, and we've got a small group today, but this is our eighth session now for the Time for You sessions, and we've had lots of great events, and this is no exception to that. Angie's great, and Angie Barfitt, or Mrs Bun the Baker.
Several names I go by.
Several names. Then Angie's delivered a session for us before with the Wellbeing Wednesdays, and it was a great session. So I will hand you over to Angie. So thanks a lot, Angie, for doing today. And
is this recorded so other people can watch it later then as well? Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is. So I can record it, and yeah. Unless anyone particularly doesn't want it recorded, then I can stop it. But yeah, then I'll hand over to you, Angie. Thanks very much.
Brilliant. That's all right. Right. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. So yeah, I did scones last time, I think, which was really good. And so this time I'm going to do some Easter biscuits with Easter approaching. So if you are watching on record, great to do with the kids. They love doing this. Got lots of Easter shapes. So the first thing you need to do is put on the oven. So it's a gas mark 4. It's 160 fan or 180 for an electric oven. Yeah, and they take about 15 to 20 minutes. They don't take too long to bake. And you don't need to decorate them because we're going to put chocolate chips in them, or you can put some currants in them or raisins in or something like that. Yeah, okay. So if I go too fast at any point, just unmute yourself and say stop or whatever, or just write in the chat box that if you've got a problem with something with it. Okay, so as I say, first thing, got 100 grams of margarine in here. I just want you to soften it in the bottom of the bowl. Oh, and I've just gone. Oh.
We can see you, Angie.
Can you? I can't see. My screen has just disappeared on me. Continue on this browser. Let me see. I can't see anything from you at all. Oh, hang on. Allow. Oh, I don't know where you are. It's going to be really difficult to do because I can't see. Can you still see me?
Yes. Yeah. We can.
Oh, I can't. You've totally gone on me.
Oh.
Hang on. I can't even leave the meeting. I can carry on, but I can't see anything at all. I can't see any chat. I can't see anybody. Yeah, I don't know why the screen's just disappeared on me. And I can't seem to, let me click the link again, see if I can join it again. I don't know. Sorry, everybody. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, there we go. I'm back. There, I can see, I'm back. Sorry, don't know what went on. There we go. Yeah, so I'm hear you, but I've frozen. Am I all right now then, Claire? Yeah? Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, that's fine. Just can't see my video. It's fine. Right, so we're just going to soften. I'm just like technology, man. That's like really thrown me. Just going to soften the margarine at the bottom of your bowl. Yeah. So it goes nice and soft. And then just going to tip in. We've got 85 grams of sugar, and that's going to go in. Might as well stuck to the bottom. And just mix that in until it disappears. Yeah, sound a bit crunchy. Don't want to see any sugar. It's just going to all disappear into the bottom and just get creamed all together like this. So, really mix it round. And you should be able to turn it over and it won't fall out, yeah? Okay. So if you do that. So Claire, I presume you're not making them in the office though. Might be a little bit messy. I know Daniel said he's going to have a go at making them.
I am. I'm moving between different rooms, so I'm just trying to multitask, which men are very good at.
You are very good at that, yeah.
Yeah. So no jokes, please. Yes, I've got the ingredients, so I'm
brilliant.
So, if there's anyone else on the call that would like to show themselves, it'd be really nice if you would turn your camera off. Oh,
hey,
hi, Elizabeth. Hi, yeah.
Nice to see you. You're looking for inspiration too. I like it. Well, you can ask me anything. I'll answer any questions. You know what I mean? If you want some inspiration for what to do, biscuit wise and stuff, then absolutely fine. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just cream those two together like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is add in those chocolate chips. Yeah, so mine are massive, so I'm just going to break them up into smaller pieces and put them in. Or you could use dried fruit. You could use nuts if you wanted to. Cherries are really nice in there. Coconut.
Hi, Angie. Sorry to interrupt. I think your screen's frozen again.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. Yes. I think if you leaving and rejoin that.
Shall I leave?
Work. Yeah, and then rejoin that probably. I don't know why it's doing it, but technology is sent to try us, isn't it? So in the meantime, thanks for those who are joining. It is we have done this before, and it worked, and it is really good to I'm recording it as well, so you can actually go through the session at a later date as well, or other people can. So recommend it. All right, we're back. Angie, you're back in the room.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 I don't know what's happening today. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? This is really not good. I'm like, what?
That's NHS world.
Well. You know what I mean? When you preach, you're like, oh dear. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to put in the chocolate chips. That's what I was doing, just breaking them up and putting them in. That might have given you some time to catch up anyway, Daniel, with that.
Yeah, I've got the choc chips.
I think I normally eat them. Not good. They lie around and I need to eat the chocolate chips.
Daniel, we can't see your cooking. How do we know you're just not rustling?
Well, I'm trying, as I say, I'm trying to multitask, so it's probably not best to check on my progress, but I am, honestly.
Do you think he's a cheat, do we?
I'm trying to sort out the IT. That's what's keeping me busy.
Love it. Right, they're all in, and I'm going to mix them all in then. Okay. Well, yeah, as I said, I don't know why I froze. You could have nuts, coconut, almonds, cherries, I don't know, whatever you like in there. You can put anything into these biscuits. They are very tasty. Okay, right. So you mixed all those in, and then we put in an egg. So just one egg. Just gonna, oh, got some chocolate I think at the bottom. Gonna tap, put my egg in a cup, and then just whisk it up, just so I know that I haven't got any shell in there. And it's a good egg, not a bad egg. And whisk it up into the jug. Okay. Right, and then just pour that in. I feel terrible if you're in the office because I'm probably going to make you like really hungry and want some biscuits because you know you can't have any. Well, I remember when I worked in an office, people used to bring in biscuits and cakes all the time. It was always someone's birthday, and I just end up eating so many cakes and biscuits when I worked in an office. Was not good.
It's the same. It's normally the same. Like if we were in the office, we'd have biscuit. There'd be a tin of biscuits. There'd be people bringing in cakes, and
Yeah.
yeah, that is. So you know, if that's one thing I miss is going. That's the only thing I miss, I think, about going into the office is the I don't miss the commute going into Bristol, where I live, but I miss the people, but then the food, but then the cakes as well. So other healthy alternatives are available.
Yeah.
So,
how long's your commute then?
For a 10-mile distance, it can take an hour to about an hour, because with public transport through a city centre, it's so it's about 45 minutes usually to get into Bristol from where I live.
I was going to say, I thought you said Bristol because yeah, I used to live in Bristol, and whenever I used to go like anywhere, like when I used to go to work, to the school and stuff, it would take me longer than I ever thought it would do to get. And if I go visit my brother in Bath from Bristol, it should take you like half an hour. It can take you like 2 hours just to get to Bath. Sometimes it's just like, oh my goodness me. Yeah.
Yeah, I should learn to take the handbrake off. But sorry.
Okay, right. We're going to put it in the flour. So we've got 200 grams of flour. Put in half of your flour, mix it in, and then we'll add the other half in. Yeah. You could also put, like, if you want orange essence in them or mixed spice in them. You could flavour them with something that you wanted to. Yeah, it's quite tasty. Claire says she's going to go straight home and make them. Sounds good.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue after this, because I'm trying to do this, and so.
Don't worry. We won't hold it against you.
Please don't. Please don't.
Okay, and get us into a ball. It can be a bit sticky because it all depends on the size of the egg. So mine was quite a large egg, so I'm going to actually need a little bit more flour. I'm just going to take it out, wash my hands, and then put some flour, because stickiness breeds stickiness. It's like super glue when you've got sticky hands. Let me just. Yeah, I always say, like, people try and continue. One tip, if you've got a sticky dough and your hands are sticky, don't try and continue with it, because you will just remain sticky. Now I wash my hands and I go for it. It's much better. I'm not going to stick to it. So always wash your hands if they're really sticky. I'm still going to need a bit more flour because it's a bit sticky, but it's not half as bad as I was before. Yeah. Okay. So it is quite a soft dough. It's not like a hard dough that we're going to really roll out all in one go, because that'd be quite difficult. So we're going to break it up into smaller pieces to roll up as well. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully you've got your dough together like that. Let's get my rolling pin. Okay. Right, as I say, it's quite difficult to roll out, so I break it into about 4 pieces, especially for kids. They would just go, if I show you, they would just go like this, and it would end up like that. That's what the kids do, and it's like, oh, no, please don't do that. And you just end up in a right old mess, yeah? So, see it back in a mess again, because then that's what the kids will do. So break it into smaller chunks first, about 4 chunks for them, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, and just wipe my hands quickly again from doing that big roll. That's why kids get so messy. They enjoy it, but yeah, I always say to them, think of this dough a bit like your dog or your cat at home, or your rabbit, or whatever you've got, and just handle it with care. Don't squeeze it about, it's quite fragile, and just press it down lightly in some flour. And then that one's covered, so I'm not going to use that because I'll just stick to it. And then just go really gently up and down and turn, up and down and turn. And that way, it's just really easy, it doesn't stick there, and you can just cut out your shapes then. So I've got Easter eggs to cut out, I've got rabbits, I've got chicks, whatever you've got, you can do stars. Yeah, just go through those chocolate chunks. And then you can just put it back together again and then get the other piece. So instead of trying to do one big piece and they're getting in a real pickle and it's getting stuck to the rolling pin and you're having a fight trying to get it all off the rolling pin, little pieces are a lot easier, and then you can just get those little pieces together afterwards and roll them out. Let's go for a chick. Oh, and there's my rabbit just running around the garden, just sort of flew past my window.
Do you have one of those large rabbits?
We have a lop rabbit, and she's an indoor rabbit. But I say we should get her a cat flap because she just goes in and out, in and out. You open the door first thing in the morning, that's it, out she goes. And but obviously something's just really scared her because she's literally zoomed straight past the back window. Something has seen, yeah.
A colleague of mine has got one of those, is it lion-eared rabbits, and they're huge, and she holds the rabbit and it's like the whole, the size of her arms.
Yeah, mine's
It's
quite big. When someone came round and she called Cookie and she was just lying at the back door and they went, oh, that's a really nice draft excluder. It's like, no, that's my rabbit. It's not a draft excluder, it's my rabbit. So yeah, she is quite big and furry.
Excited for Easter, obviously.
Yeah, the Easter bunny, Cookie, the Easter bunny is out. And then see, so I've done those ones on the tray so far. So I've got chicks and eggs. They grow a little bit, but not too much because it's plain flour. So you can give them a little bit of space on them. And then just keep going. It's a really quick one actually today. It's like not scones did take a bit longer, didn't they? But these biscuits just don't take long. So I can get these rabbit ears out. I've got one rabbit ear out. The thing with smaller cutters I find is if you have like little pieces, they sometimes get really stuck and it's really annoying. You think, oh, that's a lovely cutter, but then it leaves half the biscuit in it because it's not got quite big enough shape on it to do. That bunny's not come out too bad. Yeah. So you keep eating your chocolate chips, Daniel. How many have you eaten?
I wouldn't want to say, really. Talking possibly
Half
50, possibly more. I don't know. It's all part of your 5 a day.
Could be.
I'll have to excuse if you get any dad jokes because I am a dad and my jokes are like dad jokes. They're not very good, but I try my best, and that's what's important.
That is. It is. It's the trying.
Yeah, it's the
try. Or they say, Dad, you are very trying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm told that regularly.
Well, if this is on record, hopefully people can make them for Easter. If they get an Easter break, and do some of these with the kids.
Yeah.
Angie, the reason Claire and I are on the call is because we're paediatric dietitians and just looking.
Chocolate chip cookies, amazing.
No, it's all good. We both work with children with type 1 diabetes, and our teams have been doing some cook and eat sessions a bit like this. I haven't done any, Claire. I don't know if you have. One of my colleagues does it. So I was just looking for Yeah, just a bit of your expertise, because I know you've done lots of this with children, and any sort of top tips really. And my question was going to be, do you manage the technology at the same time as doing that, Angie, or have you got any hot tips? Because one of my colleagues has done it with an assistant as well, which works really well. So the assistant does the cooking while she does the talking, and they also have lots of other conversations around it as well. But yeah, just wondered if you had any top tips for us really with working with children.
I mean, I don't know. I do it all myself. So it's just me. I've always just run Mrs Bun as me. And sometimes I do holiday clubs and I do them on like a Facebook live group. And then my son will answer questions along those. And then if I miss anything, because the groups can be quite big, or sometimes if I do Facebook lives on a Friday, I've done every Friday, free Facebook lives. So so on Friday, it's actually a year since I've done them. So again, I just look at the spiel and answer the questions as I go. And then when I do groups that people join, like Tea Time Tuesday, or I do Childhood Tumour Trust, I work with them. I do those on Zoom, and so they're like small groups of say 15 maximum, and then they sort of interact with me. Because obviously they can see me, they can unmute, and I just do the baking, and they follow it to go. So I try to give lots of skills for them, to teach them some skills, and try to use the hob with them, and you know, things like that. So yeah, and it's just getting a range.
It's brilliant.
Sort of, you know, lots of. Oh, hang on, I've just got somebody at the door. 1 minute. Hang on. Terrible today.
Okay, I think we'll find that's one of the problems with doing it online on your own.
Yeah, I think that's. Oh, yeah, I think I found that. Or I was on a call the other day, and my son ran in naked and running around the room during our Teams call. Was interesting, but
yeah, I've had lots of feedback from people like saying it's really nice, because the thing for me that I always did it is I taught it at school for years. And then I was just finding, after like about nearly 20 years of teaching it at school, that kids didn't know, not all of them, but kids didn't know as much about food as when I first started the 20 years ago. You know, they didn't know what the hob was, and a cake mix was out of a packet and you add an egg. And I was like, no, it's not. And so my son was young and he knew a lot about cooking, because I got him involved from a very early age, and just thought I just wanted to get it to people to teach them, like my mum taught me how to cook. And so, you know, I've had such feedback saying it's really nice the kids try food now. They like rice noodles. You know, people might not try it at home, but they're trying it with me and they'll have a go with it. Or mum says, you know, we don't have marzipan in the house, but you've got a marzipan recipe, and they tried it and they really liked it. And so, yeah, it's.
And as a dietitian, I would agree with that. I think we're almost on second generation of people who don't cook, who've never cooked.
Yeah, totally. So when my son's now 15, and so when he went to nursery, they said to me, "And there's a generation that doesn't cook anymore." And I, you know, I vividly remember when I was young, the ready meal my mum used to get me was the Vesta rice, rice or paella, and I was fascinated. It's like, oh yeah, mum, let's put it in the saucepan, boil it in the bag, and dinner. You know, it's like rehydrated chicken or whatever. It tasted fantastic. And then the pancakes came out, some savoury pancakes, I think they were, you know. And then the ready meal aisle, I remember studying it at A-level and then teaching it to the A-level food, going, how it's changed. You know, the ready meal aisle didn't used to be there, and now it's gone to like 4 aisles nearly in the supermarket: the Indian section, the Chinese section, the Italian section, the British meals section. It's just massive. And then talk about grazing and dashboard dining, how people don't realise, you know, they're eating in the car and then they'll come home and they'll eat again because they're not feeling that they've eaten, but they have eaten. But, you know, I'm very passionate about it. Yeah, it's called dashboard dining. So, you know, at A-level, we talked all about it, how you just, you know, drive through Costa, you drive through McDonald's, you pick up your coffee, you pick up your pastry, you have it, but you get to work and go, no, I need a coffee and I need a biscuit because I haven't had anything, but you've had it in the car because you don't associate it with sitting down eating a meal. So and sizes of things, you know, my mum made fairy cakes when I was young, and they were like a little tiny case of fairy cake. The fairy cakes now are double what my mum used to make. So she'd make 12. Now you can only make 6 out of a cake mix. And you're thinking, well, you're eating twice as much as you did in the 70s and 80s now. So there's, yeah, I could go on. There's, yeah. But it's great to get children inspired about food now.
Definitely, yeah.
I like, because as I think, like you said, people don't cook, so it's good to have somebody else in the kitchen telling them, and sort of making it fun as well. I try to make it fun and not, this is how you cut it, do this, it's like form a bridge, do some claws like a tiger for cutting things, and yeah. So.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want me to do anything with you, I'm quite happy.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the kids and that. So I do a lot of sugar-free cooking. I went sugar-free for 3 months, and it was really, I find it really good actually. The effect that sugar has on you is huge. And so made a lot of sugar-free recipes as well. And you don't notice, and I like trying, if you look at a cake, I get the Good Food magazine, I look at the cake and I go, oh my God, how much sugar? You really don't need all that sugar in there. You can get rid of half of it at least. There's so much sugar added into foods these days. It's just.
Yeah, and that becomes really apparent when you're carbohydrate counting as well.
Oh God, definitely.
So we try and make some adaptations to the recipes just to put a healthy twist on them, or incorporate some healthy eating and carb counting in the sessions as well. But you're absolutely right, fun is the element that I think draws them in and gets them interested. But the ones that my colleague has done so far have gone down an absolute storm. The kids have loved them, but I need to embrace it at some point and get more involved as well. So this is brilliant. Yeah, seeing what you do, Angie, is really helpful. Thank you.
That's all right. My pleasure.
I was just going to ask, what do you use instead of sugar, Angie? So thanks, Sharon. Thanks. Yeah.
You can do. So I've got a banana and chocolate cake. So instead of adding sugar to it, you've got the banana will sweeten it up, or you can use the chocolate chips, or you can use banana and raisins, and that will sweeten it up. There's another one I did with the Childhood Tumour Trust yesterday. So it's a biscuit, but instead of sweetening it with sugar, if you put like a Biscoff spread or Nutella in it, you're adding sugar to it, but you're adding sort of like a different kind. So you're putting that in, or you can put maple syrup in or honey in. You can put those ones in, but I do a lot of things like power balls, and you don't have to put any sugar in those. They're really good.
And also, you can actually just reduce the sugar in a recipe a bit and not replace it with anything.
Completely. So the standard, what I call in the old days, 2 eggs and 4 ounces of everything. I do 2 eggs, 4 ounces of everything, but only like 2 ounces of sugar, because you can reduce the sugar to 50. You don't need the 100 grams of sugar in a fairy cake. You only need 50. It doesn't, and especially like if you add chocolate chips to it, or you're adding fruit to it, you're adding banana to it, you're putting more sugar into it. So I'm all for completely cutting down the sugar in things. Yeah. It's not needed.
That is what the pediatric dietitians want to hear, Angie. That is what they want to hear. So that's good. You passed.
And I think your point about the portion sizes as well, Angie, is really important, isn't it? To say that, yes, have a treat, but don't make it too big.
I think that's it, isn't
really
it?
Key, isn't it?
And I wish you can hardly ever buy the small fairy cake cases now, because they don't sell them because people want that. I mean, I've never been to America, but I think I'd just be horrified if I did and saw the portion control. And it's having a smaller plate. Our dinner plate over the ages has got bigger, but it doesn't need to be. If you've got a smaller plate, then you think, oh, I finished that, brilliant, I'm done. But if you've got a bigger plate, you fill your bigger plate and you eat the bigger portions. And again, it's just, buying smaller plates.
I need to learn from that. We need to get some smaller plates, because I tend to, if I do cook just like spaghetti bolognese, then I tend to probably cook more pasta than I need to.
Yeah, that's
spaghetti and probably so.
And it's sort of not having as much spaghetti, or like I did a risotto with barley. So you're not got so many carbs in it, you're using barley, you know what I mean? It's rather than the risotto rice. So it's changing things. Quinoa, use that instead. And, you know, so you're getting more proteins and you're not having as much of the carbohydrates, because especially the white carbohydrates, you know, they're just empty really for you. They're not amazing. Wholemeal's much better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And they say red plates. I somewhere read red plates. If you eat off a red plate, you eat less. I'm sure I read that somewhere. I'm sure because we've got red plates. We bought them years ago, and I'm sure I said to my husband, "We've got red plates. We should be eating less because we've got red plates."
Well, it's changed now. I mean, you're talking about snacking because I probably not just myself, but you know, other people. You know, it's what you have in the main meals, but then it's also what you might have in between those meals, and also when you're in an office, a lot of people, because there's shops nearby, they do buy too many sweets and goodies, and then you just eat them at your desk while you're through the day. So that I haven't. So.
I think I think, you know, when I was at school, so, you know, I went to school, we didn't have, like I went to secondary school, we had a tuck shop, but there was never really snack food as such. Like, I remember going out to play, but I don't remember going, oh, I must go home for a snack, or I must take a snack with me. I didn't, I just went out and played and never took anything with me and just came home starving, going, when's tea? And that's, I'd eat my tea. So I literally ate 3 meals a day. But I think we eat, if you looked, you probably eat like 6 to 8 meals a day, not like total meals, but from grazing in between those, you would eat that probably amount.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing when toddlers come to me, when face to face, it's amazing the amount of snacks the parents would bring for them and say, well, they're going to be hungry, so I just got to keep feeding them. And I'm like, really? Just no, don't keep feeding them. And they might get used to the fact that they don't need that all the time, the constant intake. I don't know. Maybe that's me just being my way, but I never had food all the time for Fred's.
No, and I do think they need a break in between so that you actually understand what the meal is and what the snack is, which is a different thing.
Yeah, and I also think to get this sensation of hunger, to feel hungry, you know, I think people don't get that hunger feeling anymore, that like real pang in their stomach, like, oh, I'm so hungry, you know, because we're just like, oh, well, I'm a little bit hungry, so I just eat something. So yeah, I think that's a big thing as well, isn't it?
I know people use water, don't they, as a so like a big bottle of water, and then if you drink water instead of having a snack, that's supposed to help. But I personally haven't found that's helped me, but I'm sure it has helped other people. But I'm on
well, a good fluid intake is important. However, sometimes people think they're hungry and they're not, they're thirsty.
Yeah.
And they have a drink and actually that sorts whatever pangs they were feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think type 2 diabetes is going up, isn't it? I think it's the sort of thing that people don't think about, but it's like your foundations are laid down in, you know, early life, and that's like going to lead to diabetes because you're used to that sort of diet. So it's training yourself, isn't it, to get out of that way so you don't do the diabetes type 2.
I'm ever so sorry, but I'm going to have to pop off because I've got somewhere else to be. But thank you so much, Angie. It's really, really great to chat to you, and enjoy your biscuits. I will try them out too.
Cool.
Thanks for joining.
And keep up the great work.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks, Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. So we've got a few people left. Has anyone else got any questions for Angie at all, or any other would like to come talk about their what they're snacking on today? I don't know, anything you like really. It's quite an informal session, so if you'd like to, would anyone like to? Okay,
I was just really interested to see what it's like doing a session, actually cooking and doing the session, because some of the ones that I've watched that my colleagues have done, they've just put up slides and the people at home have been following the slides and making it, but actually making it with them and showing them what it's like and talking about the, you know, dividing it up and actually seeing it. So I have to think about how to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm really, it's really good to watch. Thank you.
That's all right. I think it's like I think a lot of it, because I've trained as a teacher, a lot of that's helped me in running my own business and teaching the kids, because my time plans are quite, you know, it's sort of like I know how kids get bored as well, so they only want to do something for a short time and then they want to change. They don't want to just keep chopping vegetables. It's really boring. So you've got to sort of, you've got to interact and change the tasks that they're doing and make them interesting.
And I've only done, they've only got such a short attention span, the kids I have, and so you've got to change what you're doing all the time. So I've only done them in person, and they've loved them and they've talked about them for ages, but it's just like taking that move on to doing it virtually.
Yeah. Well, again, if you want me to do, you know, it's
I may well take you up on that. Liz and I work together through the Southwest quite a lot, and we've got a lot of young people that we work with. So we may well be in touch if we could have your contact details.
I do work with a lot of I've been working with a lot of charities. I work with the Abbott, the Autism one, and I work with Childhood Humour Trust. You know, and they the thing that they say to me, that the feedback they get is it's great, because all of a sudden the families are getting involved with it as well, and the families are finding new recipes to eat, and they're actually enjoying it all together and not just relying on you know, a Deliveroo or something in the freezer. They've actually got something else which they're really enjoying.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's a really useful thing that they can do as a family. So when they come, they bring a parent and they bring all their siblings, which is great.
And that's it. And to me, it's a life skill without them actually knowing that they're learning a life skill. You know, I want them to have fun. That's my biggest thing. I call it the bun fun. Just have some bun fun. And then they realise that they've taken it on board and they get, you know, to 16. So I've started some kids at, you know, 7, and now they're like 15, and they're like, they just like cook, and it's amazing. It's just so nice to see that they've got that independence, because they've had it from such an early age.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So well done. I'm going to have to go as well now, but I have loved watching you, Angie. Thank you so much. Thanks for organising this, Daniel. It's been brilliant.
Thanks, Claire. Thanks for joining. And
brilliant. Sorry, the session kept crashing.
That's not but that's not your. That's just technology.
So, yeah, that's the only thing.
Thanks, Claire. All right, take care. So we've got Sally Ann and Monica has just joined. Sally Ann or Monica, hi, welcome. If you've got any questions for Angela at all, then please do. Otherwise, we'll say that's a wrap. But that's been really good.
Cool. Yeah,
it's been it's nice to. I don't know how you feel about the session. Oh, hi, Monica. Hi, Monica. Do you have any questions at all for Angie today? Oh, Monica, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi. Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry. Yes, I was in the meeting. I wanted actually to join you earlier. I don't really have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. Thanks for joining. We've recorded the session, so we'll send it to you. I'll make sure you get a copy, so you'll be able to.
Oh, thank you so much.
It was Easter biscuits, and it's a really good session. So, thanks, Angie.
That's all right. My pleasure. Lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you again, and hopefully, well, it sounds like there might be something that comes from Claire and Talk Bay.
I just love doing what I'm doing, so it's a pleasure just to get out to as many people to tell them how easy it is to cook, really, and how much fun it can be. So